Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner, and this is a watch along. Okay, now it's a premiere watch along and a live watch along because YouTube and streaming have been having issues or whatever. And when we live, it's not really showing that we live. It's saying we might be live, we could be live. Y'all don't know that we live. So to avoid that, I'm like, girl, just do some premieres. Okay, so. Thank you for tuning in to this premiere watch along of Taj live addressing the drama with Xscape, maybe Candy. Okay, her comment on Tasha not handling things correctly as the DVD new tour and a little bit more. Okay, now look, I also already did my review of the show. Okay, that premieres at 2 p.m. I don't know what time I'll put up this live. This premiere of Taj is live, but just know at 2 p.m. my review for the Queens of R&B will be up on my channel. It's already there. Okay. I'm thinking I may do Taj live, Taj live at 4. But just know, check that too. Also, I'm going to do a video for Candy Speak on it. I have not recorded it yet. It's 3:45 in the morning, so I do not know if I'll get to that before tonight or if I have to do that once I get off work tomorrow. But again, it's probably already set on my channel by the time y'all watch this. Okay, but let's get into Taj comments. Okay, now look, every week we see, people going live. Now, Coco haven't went live. Last week Lily went live. Candy always has done her speak one is okay. That's just what it is. Now I'm like, I need everybody to calm down. But because I show Candy stuff and I show other people's lives, I want to be sure to also show y'all what Taj has to say. Now, while I do feel like Taj is trying to be the mediator a little bit, Taj can be a little itty bit messy. Just because I'm like, are you really that oblivious to things? I don't know. Okay, but first things first, if you have not done so already, please take a moment to do what? Subscribe to my channel. So become a whole JayBird, and that. Okay, do not forget to also follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner, on IG, also on TikTok, also on Twitter. Okay, like the video, please, and thank you. Like the video, hit the like button. Okay, hit the like button. Okay, comment in the comment section, and y'all know to share the video as well. Now look, it is 3:45 in the morning, but I'm here. Hi, okay, hair, washed and dried and curled. It'll be in the bun tomorrow, so don't judge me yourselves. Because that's what it is. I don't wear my natural hair out much, but it's natural right now. Leave me be. Okay, it's been shrunk, it's curly, coily, kinky. Stop. Anyway, again, Taj on her IG live, our friend Chris, C Diggy One, who's also a YouTuber, he was on the live with her. He popped up on there. Go ahead and subscribe to C Diggy One's YouTube channel. It's CDIGGI, the number 1. Okay, go subscribe. Okay. Anyway, let's get into this quick watch along. Okay.
Talk to them. Well, not this week, but I did. Like when we were in LA doing the press tour, I talked to Candy briefly, and I told her they got to bring it together. They got to bring it together, but they're stuck on what to do. I don't think social media is the place to handle everything that they're going through.
And I'm like, Deb was asking her if she talked to the girls about what's going on. And in my opinion, saying that social media isn't the place to handle things, that's why I said it's Taj being messy. Because most of the responses from SWV about the show have came from people talking and saying stuff on social media. More the fans. I feel like everybody around here reacting and commenting and conversating and all these things on social media. Like, Taj, you on social media right now, my love. So, I'm just saying. None of this should play out on social media world. But I'm like, that it's the world we live in. Okay, but I do think she's correct in saying that Xscape needs to fix it.
definitely don't think social media is a place to handle, because then you're going to get side truths, everybody chiming in, he said, she said, oh God, and you responding with something, and then they'll respond back, and it's never ending. Jeez Louise.
That's what happened with Lily. Lily was around here on Twitter, and she don't be on Twitter that much, and she was responding to different people. Ended up responding and going back and forth with Akbar V, and you have other people chiming in, and here and there and there and there and there and there. I mean, that's what happens, but that is how some of these things go these days. It just gets messy.
What else? I'm trying to think of everything that happened with just us, because we really weren't in that episode. Sadly, we didn't have a lot of stuff to talk about in this show. We were so well behaved.
They didn't. SWV is barely on the show. Barely on the show. The show really could have been just Xscape. And that ain't no shade to SWV. I'm saying it was so much stuff going on with Xscape. We see this itty bitty tidbits. I'm like, we don't even see SWV meeting up as a group to talk. Well, they don't talk. They just sing.
So then we have to go to Xscape. This week, more drama. Look, y'all gonna have to tell me, because all I know is seeing them go through this is painful. It really is, because it doesn't have to be. It's all communication. Why can't we communicate as adults? We're in our 40s and 50s, and have we not realized that yet? We hadn't learned that. We're all in relationships. To be in a relationship with a man, husband, boyfriend, you have to be able to communicate. Why can't you communicate with each other?
And the crazy part,
It just
the bad part, I feel like, is we've seen, I feel like it's not really Xscape. It's Tocha. It's Tocha who was not trying to communicate with her group mates because Tocha wants a solo deal. So I feel like we can't just make it seem as if Xscape is imploding within themselves, not like Xscape is having issues with one of the members who just does not want to cooperate. I think if we're going to have that narrative be, we have to communicate, it has to be explained right. It's Tocha. It's Tocha who does not, and as we saw on the episode, she is not communicating with her group mates. She told you first about a solo deal and did not tell her groups. I just wish people would not blanket it and say Xscape is having all these issues. No, Tocha is having an issue with her group mates because Tocha around here being fake and fugazi.
makes it so much easier. And to just address some of the trash that was going on in social media this week with Xscape. Look, the thing is, yes, we've opened for Xscape before on their shows,
Right.
and on other shows where we were all hired to do a show and we went on before them. Our gripe is that this was supposed to be a collaborative show. This is not just Xscape show. So their thing is anything they're on, they want to be the highlight. Yeah, no, that's fine. But this is not about you. This is about us collectively. So no, maybe Coco was angry when she said it because it felt disrespectful when they said it. So
And that's the thing. People were operating on personal emotion, in my opinion, and not having a business conversation between two groups. Like the fact that I think SWV or Taj is aware there was no disrespect meant. But if someone says something to you when they were not trying to be offensive and they tell you, I'm not trying to be offensive, I'm trying to have a conversation, if you stay upset in your feelings, I'm like, what you want us to do? I can't not I can't not speak up for myself, my group, because you feel like I should not. And again, we keep getting two versions of what happened. She and how, it was supposed to be this collaborative show. I think the TV show is collaborative. I think Candy's point was because we're being told by promoters we can do a tour. If we do a tour, on our tour, we've always headlined. Let's have that conversation. And I think SWV was like, well, no, this here, just this, should be co-headliners. Now, I feel like we never seen them have any much of a conversation, any much more. We did not see them have much more of a conversation to break that down. Because again, Coco and Lily got pissed got up and walked away, and the next episode, that was it. So I'm like, did anybody ever talk? Well, we know now that they did not, but whatever.
Yes, that in this particular situation, co-headlining was the only thing that we were told, that we were prepared for, and to be told something otherwise, it felt uncomfortable, and we were offended.
But I think this is the thing.
Bottom line, and if that's
You saying you were, I think we know how production is. Truth be told, as far as we know, this could be a scheme that production set up to bring the bullshit to cause conflict between the two groups. If one group thinks one thing and one group thinks something else, and then if someone brings up something different, okay, now we're pissed off. That's just my opinion.
hard to believe that you have to run out and start talking trash and YouTube channels and posting all this. Look, that's on you.
See, and that's what I don't.
The bottom line is that's how.
The fact that she's making it seem like, oh, on this show, because this happened, now folk want to go out. I'm like, Taj, I know you may not pay that much attention. I know that. However, Candy has been doing Speak On It for years. She do it for her show of Housewives of Atlanta. She did it for Candy and the Gang. Like this, Candy did not just out the blue start doing YouTube when this show started. She's been doing it. But again, that's my point. And people are bringing up these narratives that's not really true to make it seem as if people were being more messy, and they weren't. And we also know that the people on these shows, on Housewives, on the VH1 shows, on the MTV shows, after the show airs, they go on social media and they talk to the fans, to each other, that you got, I mean, no disrespect, y'all ain't different. Y'all ain't better than anyone else on these shows. And this is how stuff go. A part of me feel like they don't understand that, because back when they was on TV, reality, you didn't have all of this stuff. You know, so to say, oh, you're on YouTube, and that's a part of it. Even YouTubers like myself, we watch a show and we talk about it. And I mean all this with love. I'm just saying.
We felt, hear us, communicate with us, and we could work it out. The other way just causes more stress and strife, and I personally don't want to do that. I refuse to do that. So, love to you. Let's see. Ooh, I got a gang of questions in here. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. Charmaine Champagne. I'm a fan of SWV, and I want to thank you and SWV for blessing us with your beautiful voices. Are you working on any projects? Well, Charmaine, what we're doing right now is getting ready for our tour this summer. I can't say yet who it's with, but it's going to be fun.
I wonder if the tour is with En Vogue or TLC, because throughout the show and on Lily Live they had before, they kept bringing up En Vogue and TLC. So I do wonder if that's who the tour is with. Somebody asked her, is it with Beyonce? I don't think it's Beyonce. I really don't. But again, I wonder if it's TLC or En Vogue. Or maybe like Brownstone. We know that Xscape. I'm just saying. Because Xscape has their own tour that they're doing this summer. So, we shall see.
But no, we haven't been in the studio to do any new music yet. So that is still on hold. Brown Sugar Bay. Is there going to be a season-ending reunion show? I doubt it. And if we did, I don't know if we can get everybody on it. To my knowledge, at this point, no, there's no reunion.
I don't think a 6-episode show needs a reunion. Most of it would be Xscape fussing. Well, not Xscape. I think Tocha probably wouldn't show up. Rocky might show up as for Tocha. I don't know. I also feel like if SWV and Xscape, at least Candy, Tocha, and Tamika, Candy, Tiny, and Tamika can have a conversation with SWV off camera or whatever, we don't need a reunion. Because again, I still feel like SWV feels like Xscape was shitting on them, and I just don't believe that, because I love both groups.
What's your thoughts about Latasha doing gospel and her disposition is not pure from Miss Janelle 30? Gospel it's not just for one person. Gospel is for whoever feels that they feel the gospel and want to sing it. I love listening to gospel music, but that doesn't mean that I shouldn't listen to it because I sin. Because honey, let me just tell you something. I ain't going to heaven. I might may not rob and steal and do all this, but apparently, if you walk crooked, you ain't going to heaven. My niece was telling me how doing yoga is not holy. I do yoga all the time. I'm straight in hell just because I like to stretch. So yeah,
Not going to help
if
the
Tasha wants
yoga.
to sing gospel, that's what she does, and that's what she can do. I wish her all the best and all the success. I don't know if her heart's not pure. In her mind, her heart's pure. So when she's singing, does it not reach God? If she believes, I can't speak on that. I can only tell you how I feel when I'm listening to it, to gospel music. It takes me to another place. But again, I know I ain't getting in because, honey, I'm dirty.
Tasha's disposition on the show doesn't help her plight and saying she wants to be this inspirational gospel artist because that's where she is right now. Tasha seems currently to be delusional and negative, and I feel like it's a way to say, "Hey, right now she isn't doing the best." I'm just saying.
Dietrich Dixon asks, are all you ladies still friends? It just seems like reality TV is destroying friendships and marriages. You said a word. Let me tell you something. One thing that I do not like about reality television is that it is very detrimental to relationships. And the problem that I have with it is there's no resolve. So you and whoever you're in this show, it could be the best of friends, and by the time the storylines come together, y'all hate each other, and that production, that TV station, whatever it is, network, they're off to the next one, and you have to deal with that dismay, all that on your own. So yeah, reality television is a gift and a curse. I say, give me some SAG credit, I'll do it all day, but until that SAG credit come, I'm on a limited basis.
I feel like your friendship can only break if you allow it. I feel like I don't know if SWV, because my thing is, I think that as far as SWV and Xscape, I don't know if they were like friends. I think they were, of course, colleagues within the music industry. They knew of each other, whatever. So I don't think this show broke up their friendship. I think Taj and Candy, who had been friendly over the years, but haven't talked recently, to me, I think it's because Taj is upset at how things turned out. And that's her prerogative. I feel like Candy is not upset because she feel like she wasn't doing anything in a malicious way, and they just have not had a conversation. So for me, when Todd brings up how communication is key, I feel like you and Candy need to communicate and clear the air. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's beef or anything like that. I just think that, this show put a bad taste in people's mouths, and reality TV will ruin things if you allow it. The producers will be messy. That's why I also feel like we don't know if the producers told them two different things. And that's why there's confusion in the mix. If y'all have not talked, y'all won't know. Well, production told me this. Oh, they told me that. Oh, well, that's the confusion. So, I'm just saying.
Um, AJ, I think I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name. Have you talked to any of the Xscape members recently? I have not, no. Jamel Bro, if it could be done right, would SWV try and do the tour? Absolutely, if it could be done right, without a doubt. I mean, that tour. Can y'all just imagine SWV and Xscape? We were two of like the dopest groups. There were so many dope girl groups in the '90s, and Xscape and SWV was one of them. So can you imagine us on stage? This is my vision for it. I thought I would see us in the beginning, us coming out of the ground, all seven of us coming up, like how Nordish is doing now. And then they're introducing us, and everything is this, and everything is that. I was telling Tamika, there's this clip from Versus where she's talking about how this is celebrating all girl groups. We're all coming together, all in love, equal this, equal that. So, yeah, all that. It would have been a dope tour. It would have been dope. The Real Brand, do SWV feel slighted by the co-headline situation? It definitely felt like a slight because, like I said, when we came into this situation, we came into it as a co-headline. That's how it was explained to us. We want you to do this show. It would be great. You guys did Versus. Everybody loved Versus. We can take it to the stage, co-headlining SWV and Xscape on stage at the same time. It would be so this, so that. And then to hear we got to open. Well, how is it possible when we're on stage together? And maybe some people just don't understand that concept.
Or maybe everybody should have a conversation about expectation versus what was pitched as a show idea. I really do feel like it's a miscommunication. I really feel like producers told them two separate things. And they was all going on two separate things. Period. But again, I also agree the co-headliner should have been for the one show. However, if it's a tour, let's talk about how that will work. Ain't nothing wrong with talking about how the numbers break down and who get paid for what if it's a full tour. I'm just saying.
Mom, 2008. How is the working relationship now with Xscape? Well, we don't work with Xscape, so it's non-existent. What happened to third season SWV Reunited? Yeah, no, we don't like doing that because what we wanted it to be is SWV against the world, and they always want it to be SWV against each other, and that is not good for business. So no, we'd rather stay together than fight for nonsense and storylines. No, we don't do that.
And that's why I feel like if you know for a fact on y'all last show, the producer was trying to pitch y'all against each other, you don't think that could have happened this time? You don't think a producer like, let's say one thing and let's change it later on. You don't think that could have happened? You think Escape just out the blue was like, you know what? Let's be shady. No, I don't believe that. I really don't.
Tisham Jones, what are your thoughts on the creative tonight? I think everyone's thoughts matter. You know what? Latasha has great creative ideas, and that was the first time I heard her say that. I'm sorry, Tamika has great creative ideas. That was the first time I heard her say that Tasha was usually the creative, and White Candy was clowning her. Oh my god. Yeah, she has great ideas, and when her and I were talking about some stuff, well, you don't get to see that. They can't put everything in. We had these grand ideas, not just the horses. We had these really nice grand ideas for the show. It would have been so dope. I'm telling y'all, it would have been so dope. Salim, for the right amount of money, would SWV do a season 2? Oh my God, they'd have to pay off my mortgage. Robert Young Tate, what's 2 things you took from this experience? One thing I learned is that compromise is important. Compromise is definitely important because if you have 2 stubborn people butting heads, all you're going to get is a headache. So compromise, and I guess the other thing would just be willingness to take a compromise and make things happen. Everything happens if you want it to happen. If you're not willing to make it happen, trust me, anything. My son is stubborn as all hell. He don't want to clean the house, but if he want to go someplace and do something, and I say you can't do it until you clean, the house is spick and span. So yeah, I don't know. Candace 231077. That must be like her birthday or something. I don't know. How did you, the group, overcome your obstacles? Y'all are so much more mature than the other. You know what? I gotta give it to reality shows. Just watching how it just like caused so much friction. We had to come together and was like, look here, this is not what it is. This is not what we do. We're in our 50s now. At some point, you gotta grow up. And it was crazy when we were younger. I mean, it was horrible when we were younger. But a little time apart, we realized we need each other more than we don't. And we figured out a way to make it happen. It's never going to be perfect. I mean, we might have a big-ass argument before we go on, but when we get on that stage, you don't know it. Because you're not supposed to know it. You're supposed to get your money's worth, and that's what we do. It's our job.
I feel like she keeps saying when we were younger. We do know that even once they came back together, when they were in their 30s and in their 40s, in that last show, they had issues. I just want to make sure that we not acting like they haven't had issues with each other as a group since they came back together after Coco left. Because it's easy to believe, oh, they had no issues since the 90s. It's like y'all had issues in the 2000s too. Y'all just not having issues now. So I'm happy y'all have came up a long way. But I mean, no, man, we know some stuff.
Listen, if you getting their royalties from that artist union that Tiny Mom set them up for, we get our royalties. So I think we have them all. I believe we hit every corner. Shot Boogie, what up, boo? Are we switching the set list up for the new tour? Yes, because I'm ready to hear some of those album cuts live. Also, please don't ever work with Xscape again. The drama is just that theirs. Y'all fly above BS. Thanks, boo. Codiva, is SWV and Xscape good, or is there beef? Look, as far as I'm concerned, we're good. I can't speak for anybody else. SWV is good. Ulysses Sims too. Is SWV still working on your bio? Yeah, we are. We got to get it right. It's hard to tell 30 years. A story that's 30 years long in an hour and a half. So we got to figure out what we want to put in there. What can we fit in there that will be completely authentic? It's going to be hard. Celine, will you guys be on Watch What Happens Live with Andy? Technically, yes. Coco and Tocha will be on Watch What Happens Live with Andy. When? I think it's next week, but yeah, I don't even know if I was supposed to say that, but y'all just don't hear me.
Not Coco and girl, Coco and Tocha. Now y'all know I've been on Watch What Happens Live as a virtual guest, which means the show was planned. It has not been announced yet. It may be pre-recorded. Look, that is gonna be, girl. I can just imagine it being a mess fest because Coco and Tasha is gonna be messy when it comes to Candy. I can see it, girl. I can see it. And Why not have SWV on? Why does Coco and girl? This Coco not y'all? Okay.
Okay. And then
But maybe Taj and Lily will have a day of their own on Watch What Happens Live. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Manuel Raymond, can you tell Tasha we aren't buying the album? I am not going to tell her that. Tosh Bliss 70, think there will be a season 2? Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know. What would season 2 be about? Y'all gotta tell me because
The tour.
I'm not gonna be fighting with nobody.
The reason I was saying I feel Taj is being messy. You not fighting with nobody. You really not. And if you are, and you want to be about love, light, and positivity or whatever, I feel like have a conversation. There could possibly be a season 2 because Xscape is doing a tour in the summertime on their own. SWV is on a tour of their own. Y'all don't have to be working together. It can be SWV and they tour and what they doing, and then Xscape and they tour and what they doing. Y'all could get it back together and then probably try to mend whatever fences you feel there could be.
My son will be going off to college. I'll have the house to myself. Don't nobody have time for that argument and mess. Fierce Glams, did you feel the co-headline issue was not told to Escape? Was it a setup? We don't know. We don't know because I don't know. I mean, they should have said that. They never said that it wasn't. Matter of fact,
But y'all haven't. This is the thing, because there was never a conversation.
they were saying we're all gonna be on stage together. So I think they knew. They just didn't want to go by the rules. I guess I don't know.
You, y'all, I love Tosh. I do. I do. But I don't get this whole, let's just say Xscape wanted to come here and ruin everything. Okay.
Let me tell you something about the show.
She pulled on people to come on. First of all, so many people who was pulled on had not watched the show, was kind of fanning out. I'm like, because I'm a YouTuber and I watch their lives or whatever, I'm like, oh my God, I need people to know if you haven't watched the show or have a valid question about the show, get your ass off the lady live. Get your ass off.
All right. One thing I think might be missing in the backstory is SWV has never stopped working. No. Like, y'all are on the road collaborating with artists constantly. Mm-hmm. My favorite of all the shows, right before COVID, it was here in Nashville. Redstone Arena. Was it not sold out? It was sold out. It was like the energy we needed before COVID, before we even knew what was coming. Yeah. But it just goes to show you that y'all been collaborating with artists smoothly, mind you, for a very long time. This is nothing new to SWV. And I wish there was a little bit more backstory, like even the rehearsals, like.
But that's like saying that there's backstory of Xscape being mean and messy. The only person who ever came out and said that was Tamar, and Tamar was on some BS, and we know that. We're gonna get into that. But again, to me, this narrative is being painted as if SWV has never had any issues, nothing. We have all these shows. We're wonderful. Nothing goes wrong, but Xscape is horrible. I don't like that narrative. You can't have a disposition of I want everyone to get along while also shading the other group consistently in a lie. And that goes for everybody. That goes for Candy. That goes for Taj, for Lily. Again, it's like, it's okay to want to say there are issues. But again, the same way I don't like how Tasha never wants to hold herself accountable for anything she's done wrong. To me, I don't understand how all of a sudden Xscape can't get along with nobody. But SW has never. I love them both. But again, this is also the narrative of letting fans come up and push a narrative that you then agree with, which makes it seem like you're being messy. Because the fans like to cause the discourse, the separation. And, you know, I just don't want the separation.
Y'all show is tight. I know, it's TV. And that's one of the things I hate about television is because people believe everything they see. I mean, but you know what? I just gotta give them a little slack because the title of the series is very misleading. Yeah. Reality. Yeah. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I agree with you and Coco that it needs to co-headline because it's a collaborative effort. And, you know, it's messy. It's messy right now.
I think part of it is that Xscape is just going through so much together, but then they can't. I don't think that they're able to even, I guess, express or you can't be with anybody else if you can't deal with yourself, and they need to deal with their kids first, and then they can branch out and worry about doing more and being ahead or above
deal with the
somebody else.
internal
I just think it's
conflict,
so
then
much going
once you
on.
deal with that, everything else comes together, and I just hope that they get it together because I really.
I do too. I do too. I'm telling you, we need to start a prayer vigil. I do pray for them because especially when I see them.
And why this is my aggravation. SWV is on tour. Xscape, the three of them are on tour. The issue was Tocha. Tocha did not want to be in the group. Tocha has now left. Xscape with the three are fine. The same way En Vogue are fine with the three when Dawn left. SWV talks so much about how great and how much they love En Vogue. En Vogue had a whole bunch of bullshit going on back in the day, and then Dawn finally left, and they continue on as a trio, and they have been a trio forever. Xscape is a trio right now. Tasha around there singing that one song that we heard ever again or whatever. So let's not make it seem as if what happened when y'all filmed this show is still happening now to where Xscape is in turmoil. No, the one person who had an issue within the group left. But again, if you let fans come up with their messy shit, it'll be some messy shit. Period.
Bickering back and forth online. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. Oh, and also, not just for you, just for the record, we got a lot of slack and was attacked because Tamar posted pictures of us. First of all, that picture was from the Tony Braxton tour in 2019. Her video of her singing was from last year sometime. I actually reposted that video.
That song.
And she sampled Rain. So I think maybe she was being messy, but we ain't had nothing to do with it. So that's what I don't like about social media. They don't give a damn. They're going to attack you if you got a color red on and everybody's wearing blue. Yeah. So we had nothing to do with that. All right, the next person I bring.
We all know that was all Tamar. Tamar put SWV in their shit, and she should not have. Now, SWV should have told Tamar, don't do that shit no more. Again, she kept pulling people up who was saying how they had not watched the show, and she was like, stop coming up here if y'all ain't watched.
Up in here if y'all ain't watched that show. How y'all expect us to keep the ratings up if you're not gonna watch? Now that's just rude. Broadening past what it seems like girl groups have too much drama when trying to work with other girl groups. Why would SWV want to continue to work with other girl groups? Just avoid the drama. Well, honestly, women in general, they always try to have some kind of beef, but I can tell you this, we worked with En Vogue. They're like one of the top girl groups of all times.
Who used to be four. They had issues. They had infighting. It was real messy. It was really, really messy. The foursome became a threesome. So if y'all gonna keep Todd, if you're gonna keep bringing up En Vogue, then acknowledge they used to be a foursome. They was having drama. One member was left, and they continue on as a trio. Why not give Xscape that same respect as you're giving En Vogue now, all these years later? I'm just wondering.
They were absolutely awesome. They took care of us. They would send us packages to make sure we were okay on the road. They would speak every day. We did a couple shows in Australia with TLC. We had so much fun. Like literally, it's what you make of it. If you want to have a good time, you will have a good time. And there are just some people who don't want to have a good time.
some people don't want that girl. Y'all can't tell me she not being shady. Y'all can't tell me the Taj is not being shady here. Because you can compare doing a reality TV show with being on tour, doing a couple shows with people. Y'all only did one show. Y'all did one show, one concert when everybody was in their feelings. But I'm gonna leave it be.
All right, let me get somebody else up in here.
Y'all see our friend C Diggy. I told y'all C Diggy 1 was gonna be on here. Okay, well, y'all know we love Chris.
Can't do it. You have to admit, Tasha's a bit of a problem. Candy's really trying.
She finally has to admit shit. Because to me, Taj had been very, very, very much so nice when talking about Tasha. Not addressing the shit we seen until now.
Yeah. I mean, by the looks of the show, yes, I agree. I agree. And I told Tasha that I understand that she's angry about a few things, but the way she's expressing her anger is wrong, and it's coming off combative and negative and angry. And look, all you can do is tell them. They don't have to listen, and that's that.
But it's like to acknowledge that you see Tasha being an issue, but still trying to make it as if it's a whole group situation and not the group having to deal with Tasha's shit. The same way you said how on the show that when Coco was pissed at you, everybody was pissed at you and you by yourself because the lead singer of your group was a mean, egotistical, crazy person or whatever, and that's what you had to deal with. The same thing as now. Tasha is creating discourse within the group, causing issue. You said yourself it's unprofessional. She on some bullshit. Just acknowledge it.
Hey Taj, looking back, do you think agreeing to this collab was worth all the current noise? Absolutely not. Okay. Absolutely not. I can't stand unnecessary confrontation now. If it's meaningful, if somebody's doing something that's harmful, absolutely confront all day long. Fight it out. Do whatever you got to do. But something that can be discussed and worked out, it is not worth the aggravation. I have epilepsy. The last thing I'm trying to do is be stressed out and shaken because somebody want to act difficult. That's not me. I would rather see SWV with a show. Yeah, we don't like doing reality too much. Gosh, I love how you get a level-headed one with the sound. Well, I try to be, and that's. Let me just tell y'all. I am very diplomatic and I will try to work things out all day. But honey, I am a Taurus. People always tell me, you don't sound like you're from New York. When you get me upset, it comes out my chest. All of a sudden, everything ends with an A. I'll be ready. Yeah, I'm a little crazy. That's probably why I don't like to get upset because I'm a nut. Columbus, Georgia, and Ohio. Oh, wait.
So what happened this week? Everybody's good?
Well, we are fine. They just showed just little stuff with us. Lily in her book, her erotica book. So shout out to that. And then Jalen and him not wanting to go back to school, which we were really like. But they're still going through things. Like for instance, when Coco, Tasha, and Candy got together to work on some songs, the song list, Tasha was not very helpful. I mean, I was sitting there watching it like, girl, if you don't give them a song.
Again, acknowledging that you see Tasha being difficult, but no one really trying to admit that was the issue. It wasn't really Xscape group. It was Tasha.
Just one thing. You don't have to do anything but say, who can I run to? Or whatever other song that they do. But she just wasn't very helpful. And it's not coming off well.
They need to humble themselves, first of all. Let's just talk about humble. Humble yourself, first of all. And respect.
I wish somebody would tell me I have to humble myself to someone who's been in the game just as long as me. If we both been in this 30 years, we both are legendary artists. I don't have to humble myself to you. I have to respect you. I don't have to bow down to you. I don't have to treat you as if you're better than me. I have to respect you. I have to try my best to be respectful, and I hope you will be respectful towards me. But see, don't tell me I need to humble myself as if I also did not work hard to get to where I am with me and my group. I don't think SWV has to humble themselves to anybody either. I don't. And let's not act, it's the groups came out a year apart. 92 and 93. So miss me with the humble and bullshit. Okay?
To SWV. Y'all the reason why they even exist.
Yeah.
What the no, man, what? SWV is not the reason that Xscape exists. At all. At all. But see, people be on their bullshit.
Understand that?
I mean, we came out before. I don't
Of
think
course
we
they are. They're looking up to you guys.
I'm happy Todd said we ain't the reason they out. We came out a year before, but we ain't the reason. We ain't the reason.
We definitely.
Hello. Who they looking up to? En Vogue? No.
Yes. Because En Vogue came out before. Girl, see.
They were looking up to SW because we can relate. We can relate more with you guys. You know what I'm saying? From
yeah, we're more like on the same
level.
vein.
I was so disappointed in a little bit watching the show because I was just like, it wasn't like you were talking about going on the road. It was for one show.
And that's the gotcha. It's two different versions of what SWV said they thought and what Xscape thought. And the two different groups had two different thoughts because of what they were being told by their production teams. Clearly, it was a miscommunication on what it was.
One show. So, how about you just, what were you saying, co-headline? What was the problem?
Co-headline. I mean, because we're all on the stage at the same time doing the same thing, the same amount of stuff. So, I mean, I didn't see, but of course, they're concerned about pay, and they're talking about they shouldn't take a pay cut for us to get a raise. Well, why would that happen?
Back to my keyword, humble yourself, please. Y'all, them sisters came and get along, and they over here worried about your money. They got bigger fish to fry, first of all.
They do that. I agree. They definitely need to get the inside house in order because it's just a mess. It's a mess.
It's not messy. It's messy because currently they're touring and they're fine.
And it's out for the public to see right now. It's just, the inside house ain't in order. Then why?
I had to cut that off because she was talking too damn much.
Ask another group to participate and bring them in that drama. Amen. I agree, Shannon. Pick somebody that's gonna be messy. Look, and Bennett. why you want somebody to come in here and be messy? That ain't right. Because you know what? Y'all can be messy, and then it comes off like we did it, and then everybody want to do a video and a YouTube and all this stuff trying to disrespect us even more. So no, I don't get down like that. I can't do it.
I mean, you on live right now giving your piece. So I mean, you may not be on YouTube, but you're on IG. So you're doing the same thing that you said other girl. I'm shut up.
Mama can't do it. See, Diggy, I tried to pick you. I think I chose you, and it didn't happen. I'm gonna take one more person because it's 9:00, and I said I wasn't gonna sit on here all night and talk about the babies because, yeah, that's just too much to deal with them and all the stuff that they're going through. And like I said, next week it's gonna be a whole nother situation to argue about and be upset about. So I said
it's the mess. Hey, Chris. I was
gonna bring you on, right?
Yeah.
Now, did you watch the show? Oh, you
right.
right.
I just had to represent.
Good. What you think
was
about
better.
the show tonight?
Like, I'm glad it's not adversarial until next week.
Right.
Yeah. You are such a positive light. It's been a joy reviewing the show. Yeah.
Oh,
so nice.
Good. And thank you. You know what? I just want people to know that when we were filming, seeing all that in real time was a little disheartening because I really love Xscape, and then to be able to work with them, or thought we would be working with them, I was excited about it. But then to see all of the turmoil that they were going through, my heart was breaking. I'm like, what can I do to help? Because y'all honestly need somebody to come in and tell you this is not working, what you're doing. But I mean, you can only give them so much advice and talk as much as you can. They have to listen, and if they're not listening, what can I do? I can't stop my life because they're not happy.
SWV, because I didn't watch the earlier shows, but I'm just glad seeing y'all now. Like, y'all are just like a tight unit.
Exactly. And see, that's the thing with the shows like SWV Reunited, which I thought was a horrible title because all they had us doing was fighting each other. And the ladies' night with Salt and Pepper, that one also, we weren't as bad in there because the other group had so much turmoil. So in this show, we are able to stay bonded. We're not having to create storylines, angry storylines within us, because they're doing it all on their own and by themselves,
And I just
offering
want to say, like,
the
y'all's name
drama.
is always in the conversation. It's SWV, TLC, and Invoke. Like, y'all are always in the girl group conversation. I'm not sure about Xscape. I love them, but I mean, I just wanted them to respect y'all. Like,
all right, party people. All right.
I had to cut off because getting too much. That was the majority of what she said that had to do with the show. Okay, look, everybody has a right to speak up for how they feel on what happened on the show, what made them angry and all of that. Got my headband came off. All of them have, the right to, to say this, express themselves. I think the issue I have is let's not make it seem like we didn't do anything. I think everyone has played a role in the miscommunication. Candy, Tamika, all of them, because they're not talking to each other. But I just don't like the fans trying to separate shit and then anybody allowing the fans to make them think it's an issue because it shouldn't be. Y'all both are amazing. Amaze balls. Anyway, do not forget that my review of the show will be up at 2 p.m. today. I probably will do the Candy speak on it tonight because it's currently 4:30 in the morning. I gotta go to bed to get up for work. So I do not have time to record that. But the Candy speak on it will be up later on today as well. I just have not gotten to a chat. But on this thing, okay, of Tosh addressing the drama with Xscape, Tasha not handling things correctly and other stuff. Okay, it was a good conversation, and I don't want anyone to think I don't like. I like Tosh. I do. I follow her. I support them all. I do. I have no dog in this fight. I don't. I just want everyone to get along. And I don't want the messy fans, separating two amazing groups and making them feel like we don't love them because we do. Okay. Anyway, y'all, I gotta go. Do not forget to like the video. Okay. Comment in the comment section. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on IG, Twitter, and TikTok at JayLeesCorner and stuff. Okay. I gotta go. I love you all. Bye.